Remember, delight, inscribe. Over the summer, 70 people of diverse faith groups gathered together in our temple's chapel. We were there to help learn how to be of assistance to parents facing potential deportation, to help them prepare legal documents. As part of the training, a family of 5 stood up to speak. The mom told us how, while she and her children are documented citizens, her husband is not. She explained, as her children huddled by her side, that their family is so afraid that the dad might be deported that he is sleeping in his car at night outside of their home. Let me say that again. In our city, down the road from us, is a family so afraid that a father is sleeping in his car at night while his 3 young children and wife sleep inside in their beds. Participating in this training in our synagogue at this particular moment in our nation's history filled me with conflicting emotions. On the one hand, deep sorrow, dismay, shock, fear, and anger. Is this really what our country have been reduced to? A father sleeping alone in his car at night. And on the other hand, I felt a deep sense of realized purpose. We at TIOH are trying, imperfectly, with great humility, with a steep learning curve, and with real dedication to being good neighbors and invested citizens. Earlier tonight we prayed, Zochrenu l'chaim, remember us unto life, eternal one who delights in life, and inscribe us in the book of life. Remember, delight, inscribe. When I began preparing intellectually and spiritually for these high holidays, it became overwhelmingly clear to me that I am not the same this year. We are not the same this year. November 8th changed us. And while every high holiday period is marked by our own ups and downs, ebbs and flows, changes and shifts, these high holidays are different. In order for us to enter into them, to usher in this period of introspection and tshuva, I think we have to name this collective change. We have to address the unrest that we all face and equip ourselves with tools to do the critical work of these days of awe, let alone the critical work of living amidst the noise and chaos around us. Remember, delight, inscribe. First, we remember. I recently sat with my spiritual coach, Hugh, and showered him with rapid-fire accounts of my reactions to the political situation in our country, the critical and hard justice work we as a congregation are engaged in, as well as the intersecting and seemingly unendless details of my family and work life. Hugh listened patiently. When I finished, he waved his hands in front of his face and said very gently, "Your energy really seems up here. Can you bring it down here?" "Yes," I said. "Yeah, I can." And in that moment, an awareness of the amount of time these days that I spend up here instead of down here flooded over me. Remember. The Hebrew translation of the word equanimity is minuchat hanefesh, which means a calmness of the soul or a restful soul. Recently, I find that I am failing to live up to this virtue in both languages. I am neither equanimous, nor is my soul at rest. Save for brief interludes in my day when I'm ignoring the world, sitting in uninterrupted conversation, holding a baby, praying, or listening to music, I struggle to find a sense of rest or peace. It seems to me that the current chaos in our world only intensifies the feeling that I am working very hard to keep many balls up in the air. Perhaps you share in my struggle. Our tradition teaches us that an up way here of moving through the world is something we should move beyond, a spiritual growth edge, if you will. I'm sure this is true, and I still flounder in my attempts to transcend it. Adonai ro'i lo echzar, binot deshe yarbitzeni al mei menuchot yinahaleni, nafshi yeshovev. The Eternal is my shepherd. I lack nothing, letting me lie down in green pastures, refreshing me by still waters, restoring my soul. Many of us might recognize these words from Psalm 23. The secret power of this psalm is that it has been used in Jewish Musar circles as a meditative touchstone. Ever since my conversation with Hugh, I've been repeating, let me lie down by still waters, to myself often. I accompany it with a deep breath. I do it like this. I open my browser to find another unimaginable step taken by this administration. A deep breath and a request to the universe. Let me lie down in green pastures. I stand before a tantruming 2-year-old refusing to climb into the car seat as I watch the minutes tick by, getting ever closer to the moment of truth where I know I'm going to be late. Refresh me by calm waters. I take my seat in this sanctuary to usher in these high holidays. Restore my soul. Will you try it with me? Please close your eyes and say these words under your breath or in your mind. Let me lie down by calm waters. And take a deep breath. And whisper it again. Let me lie by calm waters. Notice what you see in your mind's eye. Hold on to that image and open your eyes. The words of the psalm used in this meditative way are to serve as an interrupter, as a distancer, as a reminder, as a touchstone. Reciting them realigns us with these eternal truths. Taking a breath, a nishima, connects us to our soul, our neshama. Our breath and our soul, they are the opposite of chaos. Our breath and our soul, our inner core, they are rooted. Our breath and our soul, they remind us we are each planted firmly in the connected universe of being. Through our breath, through an awareness sinking deep within us, through our words, let me lie by calm waters, we remember. Next, we delight. Our tradition is concerned with living. The purpose of these high holidays is to recalibrate our art in doing so. I am beginning my 9th year at Temple Israel of Hollywood. Serving a community this long is a blessing on many levels, and I know my colleagues who have been here much longer than I am feel the same. One of the gifts of the passage of time is watching our young people grow up. I recently sat with one of our 10th graders, talking with her as she prepared for her confirmation. As she spoke, I witnessed in her such profound growth from the 2nd grader I met to the bat mitzvah I witnessed on this bima to the young adult she is today. I saw in her such wisdom and humility that I was moved to tears. I said to her, "You are a miracle." And I meant it. In that moment, I was overwhelmed by the true mystery of life and the ongoing work of creation. The ongoing work of creation in each one of us. There is a powerful strength surging through the universe, which animates all of us. It too is the opposite of chaos. The rabbis taught us that one way to foster equanimity is by going out into nature. Our encounters with the natural world, they don't just happen, though, on mountaintops and at beachfronts. The natural world is all around us, even in this city, even in this sanctuary. The most immediate way to experience nature is by seeking out the gaze of those around us. Recognizing the common humanity among us. This is an act of renewal and an act of protest. Hayom harat olam, today the world was born. By recognizing its birth, we are reborn in joy. And in these acts of recognition and delight, we inscribe. When the biblical character Mordechai implored his Jewish cousin, Queen Esther, to risk her life and appeal to her husband, the king, and save the Jewish people, he told her the following, "And who knows, perhaps you have attained royal position for just such a moment." I think of this passage often. When I look around this room, when I look into your eyes, when I stand side by side with you at marches and in trainings, in prayer and in conversation, in learning and in play, I think Mordechai's words to myself. Perhaps we have attained this position for just such a moment. There is no blueprint for life. The purpose of each of our lives is ours to author. We are called upon in this moment to use our privilege and our power to support and to show up and to speak out against hatred and injustice, especially for those who are the most impacted by our world today. And this brings me back to Psalm 23. As you leave tonight's service, one of our greeters will hand you a small card that you can keep in your wallet or in your machzor, beside your bed, in your desk, or in your car. It has the opening words to Psalm 23 on it, and it is meant to be a reminder. I hope that we might take these words into life with us as a touchstone to help us remember that to be of service is to be in alignment with the sacred. And to be in alignment with the sacred is to nurture the souls within us. And to nurture our souls is to recognize the enduring delight in this world. And to recognize that delight is to be filled with equal parts moral outrage, determination, hope, and interconnectedness. And so, Eternal One, source of peace, we pray, inscribe us. Help us inscribe ourselves to service and to breath, to wading into the chaos and grounding ourselves in the rootedness, to being defenders of justice and to being aware of the good, to being inspired by humanity and in fellowship with all. Shana Tova.